This is the ageLOC Lumispa, and if you haven't heard or seen this device floating around on social media, it's probably because you're not on social media very often. It is hugely popular, and rightly so. It's currently the world's #1 at-home cleansing device and has been for a number of years now. So there is a ton of information out there about what this is, what it does, and how it can benefit your skin and how you should use it to benefit your skin. I'm not going to cover that today. What I'm going to cover instead is the things that you may be doing wrong with your Lumispa. This is the top mistakes that I see that people do with their Lumispa or don't do with their Lumispa. So tip number 1 is going to be a little bit of a secret, maybe a bit of a shock for you, but the Lumispa doesn't bounce. I know, shocking, right? Maybe a bit of a design flaw. Actually, it does bounce, just it doesn't work very well after it's been dropped on the ground. So, tip number 1 is don't drop it. And I know that seems super self-evident, but the Lumispa is waterproof, so it tends to live in the bathroom, which is a very slippery place, and it's very common for people to drop this. This piece of technology contains 200 working parts. And it's not just an engine, like a little motor with a brush attached to it, like an electric toothbrush. It is patented, exclusive, innovative technology that is difficult to repair if you smash it on the ground. So, tip number 1, don't do that. The best way to kick things off is to make sure that you are using the right cleanser for your skin type. Now, there are 5 different cleansers to choose from depending on what market you are in around the world. And the most common one is normal to combination. That's what's going to be for most people's skin type. That's what I generally use. However, right now in Australia, it is winter time, which means I'm using the dry treatment cleanser because it's beautiful and creamy and hydrating and exactly what my skin needs right now. So you've got to work out what is your skin type and what is going to be the best treatment cleanser for you. So you can have normal to combination, you can have oily, you can have dry, you can have sensitive for those who have a bit more sensitive or easily irritated skin, or you can have acne treatment cleanser, which is a really valuable addition to the cleanser family. Now, you need to consult with your contact with Nu Skin or directly with the company to work out that. Send me a message if you are not so sure about which would be the right one for you, and I'll give you a couple of suggestions. The other thing I see is that people get stingy when it comes to applying the cleanser. So they use just this little smidge on there and then try and make that work for the entire face. You need to make sure there is a sufficient amount of cleanser on the Lumispa and on your face. So the best way to do that is you see that light blue inner circle there. Make sure that that is covered. Also, the question that I get asked all the time, and that is, Kurt, can I use my favorite cleanser that isn't from Nu Skin with the Lumispa? And the short answer is no. That is because, yes, you can use your cleanser to take off your makeup. You can use your favorite cleanser just without the Lumispa, but never pair it with the Lumispa because it is not designed to work with the Lumispa. These treatment cleansers are special because they have been designed specifically for the Lumispa and for nothing else. That's because they don't have the right viscosity. They're either too thin or too thick, so they could potentially damage the skin or just not create any result whatsoever. Or the texture is off, or the fact that they don't contain the ingredients that have been designed to get the result that you want. So just don't do it. Now, you also want to make sure that you're not using the Lumispa for too long. And that's easy to do because it's only 2 minutes that you need to do for your face, and it feels incredible. So I am guilty of this, as I'm sure you are probably guilty of it. Unless you're going to treat a different area like your neck or maybe décolletage, put more treatment cleanser on those areas and you can do another 2 minutes. Now you want to make sure also that you are not moving it too fast. See? See how it pauses there? Because there's sensors within the Lumispa that are telling you, look, hey, whoa up, you're moving way too fast. It's not a race to get around your face. Just nice, smooth, even movements across your skin, and that'll ensure that every space, every area on your face is going to be getting the treatment that it needs. And on that point, don't press too hard. See how it paused there? That's because, again, the sensors are telling you, look, you're pressing way too hard on your face. The skin on our face is different to the skin on our body. And as a man, I am certainly guilty. I mean, we tend to touch our skin way too harshly, especially our face. I mean, we touch many things with too much force. So this is a great way of training us to kind of be gentle. In order to clean your Lumispa, you want to make sure that you take the head off and rinse all the treatment cleanser off the treatment head, rinse it off the Lumispa, and then towel dry these. And you can actually put a little makeup pad in the charger base. This is a bit of a hack, and make sure the power is off on the charger base. But the makeup pad, you can sit it on there, and that's a great way of storing your Lumispa so that it's not going to fall over, it's not going to be broken, and it's not ruining the charger base with any excess moisture as well. This treatment head is actually made of medical grade silicone, and it contains silver, which means you don't need to soak it in alcohol to kill the bacteria because silver is antimicrobial, so you just wash it with water. Very easy to maintain. And on that point with this treatment head, make sure you are replacing the treatment head every 3 months. Now that is important because, well, just imagine a toothbrush. You're using that every single day, multiple times a day. You wouldn't expect to use a toothbrush for a year without replacing it, or I hope you don't expect to do that, because the result is going to diminish. It's not going to be performing to the same level that it was when you first got it. That's the same thing with the Lumispa. These will wear out over time, and that time frame is about 3 months, so make sure you're replacing it. This treatment head is the gentle treatment head, and if you haven't tried that, I highly recommend it. It feels like 1,000 little baby octopus tentacles or suction pads massaging your face. It's an incredible experience. Most people are using the normal treatment head, which is fantastic, and then if you want something a little more intense, you can use the firm treatment head, which is, of course, as the name depicts, firmer. So from there, what do you do once you have done a treatment and you have done it for the required 2 minutes and you've got a nice fresh head, so you're replacing it regularly and you're cleaning the device? Well, now you need to make sure that you clean your skin from all the treatment cleanser, because as I have said before, this treatment cleanser isn't designed like a normal cleanser where you just wash it off with water. It's designed to just work with the Lumispa. So you need something to help remove it after you have washed it off. Make sure there's no residue left on your skin. That's where a toner comes in. And this is where most people are they're loving the Lumispa experience, but they're dropping the ball with the toner. And it's really important for removing that last residue of treatment cleanser from your skin so it's absolutely pristine skin. It's also important for restoring the skin to its natural pH, which is slightly acidic, which it really enjoys. And it's really great for helping to minimize pores and get rid of that excess moisture. Now, how most toners do that is by using alcohol or some other astringent like that will essentially evaporate, and it's very good for minimizing the pores, but it's not good for the long-term health of the skin because it tends to be irritating or dry out the skin. So for the longevity of your skin, I recommend using a new skin toner because we don't use any alcohol in our toners. We use ingredients like strawberry extract, which helps to minimize the pores in a much more natural way. I use the True Face Priming Solution because it contains a bunch of amino acids that are helping to build the proteins within the skin. Really incredible product. Once you have done that, then your skin is so ready for a serum or a moisturizer afterwards. And that brings me to another mistake that I see people making, is that they might have some acne or something like this and they want to cover it up. So they've just done a Lumispa treatment, their skin is really super clean, and then they put some heavy liquid foundation on over the top of that just goes and clogs all the pores and congests the skin. So it's kind of like 1 step forward with 2 steps back. So I have actually done a video on exactly this, on how to tell if your makeup is going to be ruining your skin in the long term and how to choose something that is a healthier option for your skin. So message me if you can't find that. It's on YouTube. Just search through my videos below, or I can send it to you directly. My name is Kurt Provost, and these are the most common mistakes I see people making with their Lumispa. If you have any questions, of course, send me a message. Like, subscribe, friend me, whatever you need to do. I don't know what platform you are viewing this video on, but I am creating many more videos like this, a lot more content for you, and stay tuned for that because I'm very excited to connect you with incredible products that can bring the results that you are looking for.